The skills that children need to be better prepared for the future include leadership, communication, and problem solving. All three are actually really interconnected and really reflecting the importance of how we as a world are more interconnected than ever before. We can no longer live in the silos of our countries or our cultures, but whether it's with technology in the digital age or with the issues facing all of us, such as climate change, we are more interconnected and we have more of a shared humanity than ever before. Leadership, communication, and problem solving are at the heart of what it looks like to go beyond your own personal selfish needs. Leadership, communication, problem solving, they all help us identify what each of us need and deserve to be full and to be whole and to be safe and healthy. And at the same time, giving us some of the toolkits and the skill sets to be able to work together to really address some of the root causes of why some of that shared humanity and that shared well-being has not yet been attained. And so I think in the ways in which we work with kids, we have to see them not just as the adults of the future or the solutions to the future, but rather today. Kids are in need and all kids everywhere deserve the same things. So what does it look like to build their skill set so that solutions start today and not tomorrow? Anseye Pou Ayiti is cultivating 21st century skills by decolonizing our education system in Haiti. We believe that too much of the frameworks around how we are educating children is still tied up in a colonial framework and is still tied up in so much of what used to exist, but was never helpful. Actually, it was harmful to the ways in which kids were developing academically, socially, and understanding the power of their identity and their full potential. And so at Anseye Pou Ayiti, we are working with Haitian communities to create a network of civic leaders who together are building an equitable education system based on shared history, values, and vision. By the end of 2025, we will equip 50,000 Haitian civic leaders for educational justice. Our programming is specifically tied to a fellowship model for teacher leaders, for parent leaders, and for school leaders, because it's working together. That working together and that collaboration that will allow us to transform not just classrooms, but communities. At Anseye Pou Ayiti, the classroom is our unit of execution, while the community is our unit of change. And we are making sure that leadership is at the center of all of this. And so what does it look like to redefine leadership as rooted in local culture and local values, and having the community in mind so that it's never about personal gain and personal well-being while ignoring what your fellow neighbors and community members also need to be able to thrive at their full potential. At the end of the day at Anseye Pou Ayiti, we are relearning our history and activating civic leadership, including asking why education is still currently taught in a way that overlooks the skill sets that are embedded within Haitian culture and Haitian history. And at the end of the day, we hope that our movement is one that influences not just building our nation's real first public education system, but also influencing across the Western Hemisphere. Our vision for Anseye Pou Ayiti is that the change we seek in communities begins in the classroom. To reclaim our power as a people, we want to break down the walls that have been erected between the community and the classroom, because what we know is that there is strength and there are assets that exist within our communities, within our culture, and within our identity as a Haitian people. While focusing on the depth of our impact, Anseye Pou Ayiti aims over time to build 5 community proof points in the next 5 years of educational justice. And these community proof points are proving that it's not just about advocating for, but also delivering on the promise of education equity. We are working to present evidence of what it looks like when multiple stakeholders, teachers, students, parents, and school leaders within a community contribute to a shared goal. Over time, there's also 2 major milestones for Anseye Pou Ayiti, in that we are hoping to contribute to a community model that influences the national model of a real public education system, and also erecting a national civics education program so that we reintegrate and reprioritize the importance of civic identity and civic engagement, so that at the end of the day, we have a new generation of Haitian citizens that are not just aware of their rights and responsibilities, but are also working together towards making Haiti a global power once more.